What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of Pips and Points. Now, what we're talking about today is we're going to be doing a back test on the UK 100. Okay, so this is another asset that I really like. Okay, I do back test this, but however, I haven't filmed myself back testing it, so I'm gonna showcase that over to you guys. All right, so we're gonna do a back test and we're just gonna jump straight into it. Okay, so first off, I'm looking for a spot to backtest from, and I think I'm going to start from this location over here. So let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to find a spot to backtest from, and I'm going to choose this spot. Right, so I'm going to choose this spot to backtest from. We're going to drop into the hourly. Okay, drop into the hourly. Let's keep it like this for now. Okay, and we're going to keep the same rules as before. So the rules are, obviously we're trading over a 5-day period. Maximum loss in a day is going to be 100 pips. And we're going to look for scenarios where we can average up or average down, right? Okay, so first things first, we're going to look for the day. So this here is the end of day. Okay, so the grayed out areas, right? So these little areas here are the areas that we don't trade because we're getting some much needed sleep, and everything in between is what we trade, right? Everything in between is what we trade. I can't keep overnight positions on, okay, but ideally we are looking to see if there are situations where we can stack. So before I get into it, first things first, we're going to go into the daily or the 4 hourly to see if you can catch some kind of trend, right? So going back on the, let me see, daily's cool. Okay, cool, daily's fine. Daily's fine. Okay, so let's see if you can catch some levels. So the only levels that actually make sense is this one over here. So if that is actually broken through it, and this one over here. Right, so these are daily levels, and this is a daily high, right? So it's going to go back incrementally back into 4 hourly, and then we're going to go into the hourly. Right. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna let it play. And also as well, guys, like when it comes to the backtest, bear in mind that we're using hindsight. Okay, so some of the events in the market is already taking place, right? So we're trading, right, knowing that we have an idea what's happened in the future already. Okay, but what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to use my particular strategy, right, which is using market structure as well as averaging up or averaging down to get the best out of it. And then when we come to real market trading, we'll be looking for that kind of setup so we can take advantage of. All right, so that's more or less what we're doing in this video. So it is now 6 in the morning. We've got a wick over here, nice little wick over here. So it's 6 in the morning, and we kind of need to figure out what we're gonna do. So, and this level right here is the bottom level. So it's either we're selling or we're buying. Now, okay. So with this trend already, right? So with this trend already over here, okay, this little trend that we got going on right here, right? Normally, I read these trends as it's gonna break to the upside, okay? But however, this candle over here is interesting. So the next one after this, if it's lower than this, right? If it's lower than this one right here, then it will make sense to take a sell position, right? It literally will make sense to do that. Why? Because this overall trend would have been broken, and these trends have a habit of breaking to the downside. These ones here, right? I always talk about them. They're my favorite setup. I love looking out for these ones, but I also know that sometimes they create traps, right? So what I tend to do is wait for a full break, and then I'll probably take either the second candle after the break or the third candle after the break, and I'll be very aggressive with my trading stop should I do that. Okay, so I want to see what the next candle is going to be, right? So let's play, right? So even with that said, right? So even with that said in itself, because of where this is, right? I'm thinking to put in, do you know what? I'm going to wait. Okay. Let's wait for the next one. All right, cool. So with that now, I'm thinking, should I jump in? Should I jump in with a buy? So do you know what? We're going to jump in with a buy right now. We're going to jump in with a buy because it's cleared above these trends over here, and I'm fairly confident it's going to keep going up. So let's put in a buy, and that is a stop of 63, so I'm happy with that. And I'm going to say, you know what, I'm just going to target this area. I'm just going to target 100 pips, right? So it's like 1-to-1, give or take, right? So let's just go. Let's see what happens. Okay. Now, all right, so it's taking me out. So it's taking me out right now. I'm 63 pips down. So what I'm gonna do is, let me just analyze this area a little bit better. Make sure I've got it down right. So this area is kind of like a high, but it's not a proper one, but it's kind of like a high, right? And this area is definitely is a high, right? And let me see the next high. So the next high point is higher than that, so we don't really have much data we can use to help us, like data in the past to help us. So let's just go. Okay. All right. So right now we're at sleep. Okay, so now we're up in the morning now. Up in the morning. And we're trying to figure out what the hell was going on here, right? But there's one thing that I can see in this area, which is we have a low and we have a high point, and this is still in a high point, right? It's still in a high point, and it's just come back a little bit lower, right? This top is lower than this one right here, okay? So it would make sense to sell right now. It actually would make a lot of sense to sell right now. Sometimes this game is really not straightforward. Okay, on a 4-hourly. Aha. Okay, so this changes the game a little bit. This changes the game a little bit, right? Because on a daily, we have a parabolic bullish candle to the upside, right? So I'm going to take that daily as a very, very, very strong signal, right, to be putting in buys. So let's go into the 1 hour and let's see where it is. And on the 1 hour, we are at a low point. we're at a very low point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in there right now with a buy. Okay, with a buy. Stop is about 54 pips, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to target, say, this area right here. I'm going to target this area right here. And so far it's going great. Wait. So we slept off, we've left it overnight, it's still running high. Okay, we might have an opportunity here. So we might have an opportunity. Let's see if we can just get another squeeze in there as well. Let this play out a bit more. So what's the time? Time is, it's 9 in the morning. Okay, so let's just like run a bit. Okay, so I should have taken this one here, the 11 o'clock candle, but we didn't see that, right? Whatever, took a phone call, whatever it could be. But we're gonna jump in over here. We're gonna do 100 pips, right? We're gonna keep the stop roughly about that level. And reason why we're keeping the stop about that level over here, reason why we're doing it, actually that stop should be a little bit higher, believe it or not. It should be a little bit higher. Where? Okay, so it should be about here somewhere. Alright, cool, so it should be about here. So yeah, stop should be about there. Alright, so we've got in 2 trades now. We've expanded our stop to go a little bit higher so we can maximize. Okay, so let's stop that there. And right now at this level, I would have brought in a trailing stop. Whoops, nope, I don't want that. At this level, I would have brought in a trailing stop right under here. Let's make this a little bit thinner. Right, and let's see where this goes so I can lock in some profits, hypothetical profits, by the way. Okay, so at this zone right now, I'm going to move my trading stop from where it is to down here to under this candle over here, right? So just under this one. So it's assuming, right, so it's just under this candle over here, just under it, right? Let me zoom back out. So now we're in profits in both trades as it stands. We're in profit in both trades, right? And we're gonna let it run. So let's see what it does. Okay, it hasn't hit. We're gonna touch it. All right, aye. Okay, so we're out. So we're out right now. Okay, so we're out here. So now we need to see what I'm gonna do. So let's just let that play on. But as you can see, we're in the bullish trend at the moment. So we're looking for bullish opportunities. That's what I'm looking for anyways. Bullish opportunities within this candle. I mean within this trend that I can take. Right? So it touches here, it touches here, and it touches here. So my trend is relatively strong. So what I'm now going to do is we're going to jump in at this level. We're going to stick in a buy about here somewhere, and then we're going to see where it takes us in a day, where it takes us, right? Okay, so let me bring this over here somewhere so we can measure it later. And we're going to target the same level. We're going to target the same level. Okay, boom. So we're in. I thought it was going to stop me out then. Okay. All right. So that there is the last trade of the day, right? So there's no point playing it into the following day. We're just going to leave it as it is, right? And we've done quite well. We've done quite well in this trade, even though I read this part completely wrong. I thought it was going to keep going up, but then obviously it pulled up, it pulled back, and then it obviously took me out. And I couldn't really see an area where I would have expected this to pull back. I was expecting it around here, right? So this is one of the reasons why I like trading the UK 100 is so tricky to trade, because it really doesn't follow a lot of the standard trends that a lot of us are used to. It's kind of is all over the place, and this is one of the best ones for me to practice on. Because it is so all over the place, it just helps refine your skills that much more. That's what I find anyways. That's why I like doing it. Do you know what I mean? So guys, if you found this content useful and you want to see more content like this, right, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification button, and hit the like button, right? When you do this, you're going to get updates on videos when I release them, as I release them. So that is one. The videos that I do release, so from Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, right, I release videos on live technical analysis on the NAS 100. So that is the NASDAQ. That is what I trade all the time. All right, okay. And then in between all of that is back testing on a whole heap of random asset classes, just to help refine the skills. And the reason why I'm doing this is I'm trying to promote this type of culture for all of you guys that are traders. Some of you do this already, some of you don't, okay? If you don't do this, you want to be doing this. The reason why you want to be doing this is because this thing that we're doing is not a get rich quick scheme. It's a marathon. You need to know the skills. You have to look at it like a sport, okay? You're only going to get better if you practice your craft of your sport. If you don't practice the craft of your sport, it's going to be touch and go. That's why so many people losing this, because they look at it in a way they really shouldn't be looking at it like. You should be looking at it as a sport. As a sport, and you're just refining your skills. So whether it be basketball, American football, but for my American friends, we're just going to say soccer. Okay, I don't know, tennis, whatever, baseball, whatever. Like, it's a sport, and the only way you get better at your sport is you have to keep practicing. So that's that rant done. Let's calculate how much we lost and how much we gained. So we lost one trade. We lost one trade today, and that was a 62 pip loss. Okay, so that was a bit not good, but it could be really bad. All right, and then we had our trailing stop. So our first trailing stop gave us 241 pips, right? Then we added on some orders on as well. So we added on some orders, right? And that is it over here. And this order right here gave us 48 pips, right? And then, so if I move this, if I'm able to move this across, so when would I say I would have stopped out of this trade? Okay, last bill. I'm not going to cheat. We're just going to say the last one. We're not going to be too ambitious. We're just going to call it as it is, right? And the last one was 41 pips. So in total, we got 330 pips, okay? And if you take away what we lost, which was the 62, that would have given us a walk away TP of 268. So not bad, not bad. Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. So guys, that's it for this back test on the UK 100. Okay, I appreciate you coming over and watching. Right, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and hit the like button. Right, if you find the content useful and you want to see more content like this. So with all of that said, my beautiful, awesome people from around the world, this is Pips and Points signing out, and I'll see you in the next video.